Picture this, a 24-year-old boy, his face pressed against the glass of a train window, excitedly exclaims, "Dad, look, the trees, they're moving backwards." Imagine the spark in his eyes, the thrill in his voice, the pure joy of discovery. His father, a man of age and wisdom, merely smiles in response, the corners of his eyes crinkling with a deep-seated affection. He watches his son, his heart swelling with an emotion only a parent can understand. Now let's shift our focus a bit. Nearby, a young couple sits. They overhear the boy's exclamations and they exchange glances. Their faces mirror a mix of amusement and pity. They see a grown man enchanted by the ordinary, his wonderment seemingly misplaced. Suddenly, the boy's voice fills the air again. This time he's gazing upwards, his voice brimming with awe. "Dad, look! The clouds are running with us!" he shouts. His excitement is infectious, his joy palpable. But to the couple, his enthusiasm seems misplaced, his joy a bit too much. Unable to resist, the couple finally breaks their silence. They turn to the old man. "Why don't you take your son to a good doctor?" they suggest, their words laced with a subtle hint of concern, their faces reflecting a blend of sympathy and curiosity. The old man, the father, the witness to his son's newfound world, smiles again. But this smile is different. It carries a secret, a revelation, a truth. He looks at the couple, his gaze steady, his voice calm. "I did," he says, his words echoing in the confines of the train. "And we are just coming from the hospital." Pause. Let that sink in. The boy was not just seeing the trees retreat or the clouds race. He was seeing, for the first time. His world was no longer shrouded in darkness. His life was no longer devoid of colors. He was witnessing the beauty of the world for the first time, and every ordinary thing was extraordinary to him. The old man, with a smile of a secret on his lips, replies, "We are just coming from the hospital." The couple are taken aback as the old man continues. Those words hang in the air, a poignant silence follows. "You see," he says, his voice filled with a calm serenity, "my son was blind from birth. Today he sees the world for the first time." The revelation resonates in the confined space of the train carriage. The couple, who had previously looked on with condescension, now wear expressions of embarrassment and remorse. The whispering passengers, who had once shared their amusement, are now humbled. This is not a tale of childish ignorance, but rather a narrative of newfound marvel. The father, a beacon of patience and understanding, is not angered by their hasty judgment. Instead he smiles, a gentle curve of lips that speaks volumes of his contentment. His son, oblivious to the transformation of the cabin's atmosphere, is engrossed in the spectacle outside the window. He points at the trees that are whizzing past, his fingers tracing their retreat. He gazes at the clouds that seem to race alongside the train, his eyes widening with each passing second. His face, a canvas of pure joy and amazement, is a testament to his unfiltered experience of the world. His excitement is not for the mundane or the ordinary. It's for the greens and blues he has never seen, for the shapes and movements he has never witnessed. He is not merely looking at the world, he is truly seeing it, perhaps more vividly than anyone else in that train. The father's smile deepens, his eyes mirroring the wonder in his son's. The passengers, once bemused, now share in their happiness, their earlier judgment replaced by admiration. They are silent witnesses to the boy's first brush with the world, his first encounter with its boundless beauty. And so, the train carries on, slicing through landscapes, under the vast expanse of the sky. Its journey is much like the boy's, moving forward, leaving behind the old, and embracing the new. As the truth sinks in, the train continues its journey, carrying a boy seeing the world for the first time. Opening. As the train chugs along, we are left to ponder. Here, in the heart of this moving story, lies a profound lesson. The young man, once blind, now sees the world as a child would, full of wonder and curiosity. His exclamations about the trees and clouds, initially perceived as childish, now shine with a new light. They are revelations of a world he's experiencing for the first time. Yet this story isn't just about his newfound sight. It's also about our perception, our judgment. We, like the young couple on the train, are quick to form opinions based on what we see on the surface. We jump to conclusions, often colored by our own experiences and prejudices, without taking the time to understand the full story. Imagine for a moment, how many times have we misjudged someone because we only saw a fraction of their reality? The quiet colleague at work, the aloof neighbor, the rebellious teenager, the weary bus driver. Each one has a story, a hidden world that we often overlook in our haste to label and categorize. The young couple on the train did just that. They saw a grown man behaving childishly and assumed something was wrong with him. Little did they know, they were witnessing a miracle. A man seeing the world for the first time. Their hasty judgment, like many of ours, was a mirror reflecting their limited understanding. A reminder that we often see people not as they are but as we are. This story then serves as a wake-up call, an invitation to slow down and truly see the people around us. It's a call to empathy, to understanding, to patience. It's a reminder that everyone has a story, a silent battle they are fighting, a private joy they are cherishing. And when we take the time to understand these stories, we not only expand our understanding of the world, but we also grow as individuals. The impact of the boy's story on the couple and the other passengers is profound. Their faces, once filled with pity, now reflect surprise, understanding, and perhaps a bit of self-reflection. They, like us, are left to ponder on their own judgments, their own perceptions. And isn't that how growth happens? In the quiet moments of reflection, when we confront our own biases, our own limitations, when we allow ourselves to be surprised, to be proven wrong, to learn, that's when we truly see not just the world around us, but also the world within us. So, as we journey through life, let's strive to see with more than just our eyes. Let's see with understanding, with empathy, with patience. Let's remember the young man on the train, his joyous exclamations, his father's patient smile, the couple's surprise. Closing, the truth, as it often does, surprises us all. This story, like countless others, serves as a reminder of the world we live in, filled with diverse experiences, myriad perspectives, and unique stories that unfold every day. Each one of us is a protagonist of our own tale, a tale that is often hidden behind the curtains of perception and judgments. But let's pause here. Let's take a moment to reflect. How often do we jump to conclusions without knowing the entire story? How often do we judge a book by its cover, so to speak? The story of the boy on the train is a stark reminder of the fact that there's always more than what meets the eye. Picture yourself in that train. Imagine the rustling trees, the racing clouds, the gleaming joy in the boy's eyes. Now imagine your thoughts when you first heard the boy's exclamations. It's human nature to judge, to form an opinion based on what we perceive. But what if we took a moment to think beyond our initial perception? What if we took a moment to understand? This story isn't just about a boy who saw the world for the first time. It's about us. It's about how we perceive the world around us. It's about the judgments we make, the assumptions we hold. It's a call to look beyond what's visible, to delve deeper, to understand. We live in a world teeming with stories. Some are told, but many remain untold. Some are seen, but many are overlooked. Each person we meet, each person we see, is a story waiting to be discovered. But are we ready to listen? Are we ready to understand? Understanding doesn't come easy. It requires patience, empathy, and the willingness to see beyond the obvious. It requires us to step into another's shoes, to view the world from their perspective. It's a journey that begins with a single step, the step of refraining from judgment. So, as we navigate through the vast ocean of stories that our world holds, let's remember the boy on the train. Let's remember his joy, his wonder, his journey. Let's remember to look beyond what's obvious, to understand before we judge. This story serves as a mirror, reflecting our own perceptions and judgments. It's a call to action, a call to change, a call to understand, to empathize, to love. And so, as we step off the train of this story, we carry with us a renewed perspective, a perspective that encourages understanding over judgment, empathy over apathy, and love over indifference. A perspective that opens doors to countless untold stories, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be understood. Now it's your turn. We've journeyed together through a tale that reminds us that every person we meet carries their own unique story. A story that can surprise us, teach us, and inspire us. We invite you to bring your own experiences and insights into this shared space. There's a comment section waiting for your thoughts. Perhaps you have a similar tale to share, or maybe this story has sparked a new perspective for you. The beauty of storytelling is that it's a two-way street. So, let's keep this conversation alive. Let's learn from each other. And, if you've enjoyed this journey and want to discover more, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. That way, you won't miss any future tales that might intrigue, entertain, or enlighten you. Share your thoughts, share your experiences, and keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, every person has a story.